welcome to this week's Rand Squawk Weekly Wrap. The main news at the beginning of the week came out of Italy, where Italian PM-designate Letta announced his cabinet over the weekend, which included members of both his centre-left party and Berlusconi's centre-right party, so a grand coalition was formed. However, this did need to pass a vote of confidence in both houses, which did occur on Monday and Tuesday, so now the country does have a ruling government. Later on in the week, on Wednesday, we had the FOMC rate decision, where they decided to keep their asset purchases on hold at $85 billion per month. However, their statement was slightly more dovish than usual, with they saying that they could either increase or decrease their asset purchases. So as I mentioned, this was slightly more dovish than what we have previously seen from the FOMC. Then on to Thursday, we had the ECB rate decision, where they did, as expected, cut their main refinancing rate to 0.5% from 0.75%. However, they unexpectedly cut their marginal lending rate from 1.5% to 1%, so a 50 basis point cut in the marginal rate. Following this announcement, we also had President Draghi's press conference, where he said that the ECB is technically ready for a negative deposit rate. This weakened the euro at the time. However, today we did have ECB's Novotny come out and say that Draghi's comments were misinterpreted. However, later on in the session, Novotny then also did come out and say that, similar to Draghi, in that ECB is technically ready for negative deposit rates. Then on to Friday, we had the US non-farm payrolls report, where there was a big beat on expectations at 165,000 versus expected 140,000, and the previous month's number was also revised higher. This has led to strength in equity markets, with the E-mini S&P currently trading above 1,600 and the Dow above 15,000. So looking ahead to next week then, we have a number of rate decisions from major central banks, including the Bank of England, where they are expected to keep their rates on hold at 0.5% and their asset purchase facility also on hold at £375 billion. This is because of some strong data out of the UK recently, where UK GDP came in at 0.3% from expected 0.1%, with the UK avoiding a triple-dip recession. We've also had strong services, construction and manufacturing PMI out of the UK. In Australia, their Reserve Bank of Australia is expected to keep their rate unchanged at 3%. Elsewhere in the US, we have earnings season, which continues, although is drawing to a close now, with a majority of S&P 500 companies now reporting. So, however, we do have Disney and News Corp to look out for next week. Although, as I did mention, the S&P 500 is currently trading above 1,600 and the Dow did move above 15,000 during today's session. So that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you have a great weekend.